Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's Wednesday, April 19th, 2017. As is the case with every Wednesday night, I'll be on Truth Frequency Radio for 3 hours. The show begins if you're on the East Coast, 9 p.m. to midnight. If you're on the West Coast, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. If you can't listen live, you can always listen for free to the archived show. I'll provide the link down below. It'll be episode 33 will be the most recent show. You can listen to any archived episode for free up to 10 days after the show airs. So tonight, episode number 33, you got your 33-year-old host, and it's a date with the life lesson number 33. If you call in tonight, maybe do a little research before you call in. Try to find something special about 33 that you're not aware of that I know or that you knew before. Let's see if we can create a show full of new information about 33. And just in case you're new to my work and why the show is called the Gematria Effect, let me just introduce 33 to you in a way that you can understand as a human being. Pay attention over here where it says full reduction. When you write out the word people, it has Gematria of 33. Just like the word person, just like the word society. It's interesting, there's a Jewish word for non-Jewish people called goyim. And what we're looking at, Gematria, it's a Jewish practice. Now we people, all of us have 33 vertebrae in our back. All of us, 33 vertebrae in our back. And if you ever took a typing class, you learned about the home row, which is also known as the spine of the keyboard. All of us have this same arrangement. Well, I think all of us do. But if you look down, the middle row, A, S, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, look at that row. Now go down to the description. I have this calculator link, gematrinator.com, or you can just type in the address if it's quicker. Gematrinator.com. Go there and let's just do the spine of the keyboard together. A, S, D, F, G, H, J, K, L. 33. 33. Just like the word order. Order has Gematria of 33. If you type in the first 6 letters of the alphabet in reverse reduction, it sums to 33. And if you type in the last 6 letters, hold on, I have to think. Oh, whoops, that's why. All right, so there's the last 6 letters. The last 6 letters of the alphabet, 33, the first 6, 33. The numerology of 33 is 6. 6 is known as the master teacher number, but it's not the real teacher number. Anyway, going back to that order thing, I just want to show you something. If you write out alphabetic order, if you write it out correctly, spelling is crucial. Alphabetic order using the alphabetic order sums to 137, which also happens to be the 33rd prime number. You know? And what I'm trying to tell you is our entire English alphabet was based on this system. It's well thought out. There's a reason there's 26 letters in the alphabet. Notice the Gematria of 74 with the full reduction method for alphabetic order. If you write out Gematria using the alphabetic order, it's 74, just like English. Gematria is a Jewish practice. Masonry is based in Jewish history. This is occult knowledge, old world magical knowledge. And speaking of magic, that's another 33 word. So, just wanted to share with you a little bit about 33. Tonight's going to be the 33 episode. It lands perfectly on this date with a life lesson number 33. I didn't plan it. And don't blame me for being 33 years old. Everybody who turns it makes it this far. Or everybody who makes it this far turns that age eventually. I won't be like Kim Jong-un. I won't turn 33 next year as well. Don't worry, truth seeker. But anyway, tonight, the 33rd episode, what I am hoping tonight, besides great calls and lots of 33 knowledge, the other thing I'm really hoping tonight, and I'm putting this out there in case he hears it, because I know he's watching my videos and mocking my work, I hope to hear from RedSilverJ from TeamWakeEmUp. If you don't know RedSilverJ, this man right here, he doesn't always put his face on the camera. When he started out, he did it more. But he's an intelligent man. He's been putting out these videos. People would call him a truther. People might call him a truth seeker, a truth speaker. But, RedSilverJ, he has a problem right now that's disappointing, and I really want him to call in the show and express to me why it is that he keeps saying Gematria is for jokers, and he keeps associating it with the flat earth and saying it's a waste of your time, it's a distraction. I find that very disingenuous. And what's so disappointing for me is there was a time when I didn't make YouTube videos. I started uploading videos in 2014. My blog came out in 2013. RedSilverJ, he put out a video after the Sandy Hook, false flag shooting, hoax, whatever you want to call it. Speaking of 33, that happened in Newtown, and RedSilverJ made a big deal himself about the crisis actor Robbie Parker. 33 is the number of false flag. It's the number of secrecy. It's the number of masonry. Newtown, where it happened, which equals 33. Newtown's right across the street from the second biggest gun lobby in the nation, right behind the NRA. And all of these school shootings have boosted gun and ammunition sales to record amounts with each passing quarter. And I've been explaining to people that that is a big part of the agenda. Scare people because fear sells. All of right-wing America thinks the Democrats are going to take over, the government and ban weapons. And all conservatives should know that's not true. When Obama became president, the Democrats had a huge majority in Congress, the House and Senate. They had the executive. They had a fairly liberal judicial branch. Nothing happened. It's never going to get any more democratic than that. Your whole government's a show. It's all part of an ongoing deception. RedSilverJ himself says that. He mentions that to people, but in the same breath, he says that Gematria is for jokers. Since video number 1, I've explained to people to learn the numbers 33, 47, 74, because you'll see through the code. Look at the Gematria of Republican, 47. And here, let me just get rid of this single reduction. We don't need that up there. And also Democrat. Democrat. Republican, Democrat. Just like authority, 47. Just like government, 47. So many things. President, 47. White House, 47. So, anyway, RedSilverJ and I, we have almost the same message. I'm just showing people that if you learn the numerical code, you can see through the propaganda in record time and how they're scripting it out. And also teaching the significance of these numbers, which just gives you more knowledge and understanding about this world and why things are done this way. And, knowledge is power. And what's so frustrating for me about RedSilverJ is, he's a young black man. And what first motivated me to take my work from just the blog to making videos was being outraged by the whole Michael Brown shooting hoax. Michael Brown, do you remember this? August 9th, 2014. August 9th, 2014, they gave us the name Michael Brown. They said Michael was killed. And I'd already been doing a blog documenting all of these race-based narratives. I knew that in Gematria, race war was 33. I knew that the LAPD in history had buried or beaten Rodney King on March 3rd. I knew that LAPD and police were 33. I knew that Trayvon Martin, TM, had been buried on March 3rd, just like the date Rodney King was beaten. And his killer was George Zimmerman, GZ. And his dad was a Freemason, where 33 is of great significance. And there were a number of other stories that I had been documenting on my blog following the patterns. And what I said after Michael Brown was shot, you might recall they didn't put out the name of the officer. They said they were holding his name back. I said whenever the officer's name comes out, it's going to sum to 33 like police. And sure enough, they put out his name, Darren, and Darren was 33. And then when they put out an image of him, they showed him wearing a St. Louis Blues t-shirt with the number 42. and I was just learning Gematria, and back then I did everything by hand with a pencil and paper. There was no calculators I was aware of, and the only two methods I knew about back then, just to give you the picture, I didn't know about this and I didn't know about this. All I knew about was this, and this is where I taught for the first 2 years. If you just knew these two methods, you could see so much, but you put up those other two that we've learned about since, you see so much more. But anyway, what I noticed was Ferguson was 42 and Missouri was 42, and I said, why is this man wearing a shirt with the number 42 on it in light of this Ferguson, Missouri? And I just started going back and looking at things, and I saw that Rodney King was born on April 2nd. And then I put in Rodney King's name, and I saw it summed to 59. And then I noticed that 5 summed to 42 and 9 summed to 42, and I kept thinking about things. Then all of a sudden I noticed that February equaled 42, and I said, Black History Month equals 42. It ends on February 28th, the 59th day, and then I just started testing out words. I used to have to write them all down by hand. I noticed that slave was 59, Negro 59, blues 59. I started to say, okay, there's something going on here. Then I just had to test it out. I said, I wonder what this word equals. And I said, oh my God, it sums to 42. And then I looked at Rodney King. And I thought, Rodney King, 59. Born on 4-2. Beaten on 3-3. And it was just like that once upon a time. Because I learned about this thing called Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. And I didn't know where it was going to take me. But I learned it was important to Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah. And I thought, the media is very Jewish. I know that the people running this world and putting out a lot of this sick, perverse information that's meant to divide us and program us with fear and hate, I know that it's done by Zionists. You just use logic and reason and start putting 2 and 2 together, you might figure out something in this world just like I did. But anyway, the point is, I have backed up my work since the beginning. I came out making a prediction about what the police officer's name would be, and I was right. And a lot of people jumped on right away. I had 100 subscribers overnight because people saw that prediction and how it came true. And then as I kept building pieces, more and more people kept coming along. And what's so frustrating is all this time, I've reached out to RedSilverJ. And I've said, look at what's going on, man, in history with race. You got to check out this work. I'd share with him my blog posts, my videos. He never responds to any. And I thought, well, he has 100,000 subscribers. Maybe he doesn't read his comments. But I see that he responds to some people. So I didn't hold it against him. But then I noticed, his message, sometimes it's political. He's playing into the gun grab agenda. And then I noticed sometimes he's playing into the race war agenda when it's obvious propaganda that, he should be able to see through, as he does with things like Sandy Hook. One more thing about Sandy Hook, he even made fun of this himself. He made fun of the fact that it was reported that Adam Lanza was 112 pounds. He made fun of this in Gematria. Sandy Hook equals 112, and 112 is the alt dialing code for 911. If you missed my recent work on the pancake eating contest, where the girl died at age 20 who was the daughter of a hero who died in the collapse of the towers on 9/11, and they said this young girl was from Sandy Hook town, from Newtown. She worked there with the Sandy Hook victims. All of this stuff is interconnected propaganda. And RedSilverJ will tell you that too, but at the same time he'll tell you that Gematria is a joke. It's for jokers. It's not. Zionist is 112. This is a Zionist language, and you want to see through the Zionist propaganda? Here's how. It's all based in the mathematics of the world. Mathematics is 112. 1 plus 1 equals 2. So anyway, RedSilverJ for the 33rd episode. Can you please call in? The number to call into the show. 213-233-3998. Or if you want to reach out to me through email, I'll put my email in the description of this video. And we can hook up through Skype. I could connect you that way. But I would really like to have RedSilverJ on the show, to explain why he's a truth seeker and why he's so down on Gematria when I think I have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt there's no more worthy knowledge of having to see through the propaganda, you know? No contest. But here, let's just play RedSilverJ in his own words. He started doing this at the beginning of 2017. In a number of videos this year, he's taken a shot at Gematria. And every time he does it, he pairs it with the flat earth. The flat earth is most definitely a government psyop meant to target and dismiss and discredit and distract the truth community. I've been saying that since it came in 2015. But what he's doing is he's pairing something that's a psyop and saying that Gematria is the same thing. You know? So let's just hear him in his own words. It's disappointing for me because, again, RedSilverJ is one of the people who inspired me to really take, start putting work out there. I saw that he was doing it. I wanted to help out a guy like him. And I thought he would appreciate my research, Just like I thought a lot of people on YouTube that put out truth videos would appreciate my research. There's all these popular YouTube truth channels. Do you realize that none of the popular channels share the Gematria knowledge at all? They share all this bogus stuff that's completely meaningless, that'll take you nowhere, but they keep sleeping on Gematria. Think about why that is, Truth Seeker. But here, let's listen to RedSilverJ, TeamWakeEmUp. Those are his two channels in his own words. Here we go.
I have to reintroduce myself because maybe I don't know what's going on over here. Maybe you don't know what I'm about. Well, you should know. I am not a flat earther. That's government disinfo. I couldn't be doing that on this channel or on any other channel. No Gematria, no coded, none of that dumb stuff. That's fake as well. Government lies. And I don't talk about that stupid clone bullcrap either. Cloning.
So, I mean, you heard he said it's government lies. I'm the person who's put this information out to the world. Nobody was doing this before me, and that's not to pat myself on the back, it's just because it's a fact. Nobody was doing this. In fact, everyone around me said, Zach, if this was anything, somebody would have already figured it out. And I said, you don't know that? I said, let's see where it goes. So here we are from 2013 to 2017. And to think, in 2013 when I started, this guy was an inspiration for me, putting out his information on Sandy Hook, speaking up, getting videos that got hundreds of thousands of views. It made me think that YouTube was legitimate also, letting a channel blow up, get lots of views. I thought if I did the same work, the same type of thing would happen. But YouTube's been suppressing me the whole time. So YouTube has squashed me the whole time, and I've still growing just because a lot of people do see how undeniable my work is. And RedSilverJ is a smart man, so I don't see, how he could say that it's, it's a joke, government propaganda, distraction, group it with flat earth and all this cloning stuff. Look, here's what I always say about cloning. They gave you the story of Dolly the sheep. Here, you want some more Gematria knowledge? Sheep has Gematria 53. The story of Dolly the sheep was presented to the public on the 53rd day of the year. And it had been cloned much earlier. Supposedly, information got out there and then they just wanted to let people know. I was a young teenager in middle school when that happened, and I said, if they can clone a sheep, can't they clone probably any living, breathing mammal, such as a human being? Does that mean that cloning's happening with humans? It doesn't. But does it mean that the capability is there? Absolutely. So I don't talk about cloning because it's something I can't prove. But I can give you logic and show you what's up with the Dolly, the cloned sheep story. Dolly. In case you don't know, there was a cloned sheep named Dolly. Go back and look at the news story. I have an older video on it. I think I have a number of videos on it. If I find it, I'll link it in the description. I have so many videos, sometimes it's hard to find my videos. But anyway, the point is, I wouldn't get caught up in all this stuff like, oh, this person's cloned, and, because you can't really prove it. But Gematria, you can prove the same rituals are done with the same numbers again and again. And how many things have I predicted before it happened? I just put together a video yesterday in real time about teaching how to calculate the number of the beast, teaching about what that whole ritual was with the crashed Black Hawk helicopter the day after the headlines of most troops sent to Somalia since Black Hawk down. I did a video teaching about how to calculate the number of the beast, 666. And, the video's long, and at the end I say, let's just do this in real time. I want to show you how relevant this knowledge is. of Gematria, how often things such as the number of the beast are coded in headlines. And I said, let's just go to CNN. They do Gematria all the time in their headlines. I take their top headline, do a copy and a paste right here, and their headline is 666. At the end of a video where I just got done teaching how to calculate 666, where to look for it, how it's used, and they used it in regards to the Cleveland Killer, home of the 216 area code. The headline that I decoded was 666 was about the Cleveland Killer. 216, Cleveland area code, 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. Numbers that get paired together all the time, numbers we talk about a lot. But RedSilverJ, all through 2017, he keeps taking shots at Gematria. Here he puts together a great video about Alex Jones, and then as he goes out in the end, he even has to take a shot at Gematria. So just one more time, let's listen to RedSilverJ, and then I'm going to tell you how Gematria helps you see through an actor-agent, which Alex Jones is. I've always told people I don't even care that there's this big breaking story that he's an actor. I've always known he's an actor. I don't need the news headline to tell me. Watch. Nobody will care anyway. His show will probably carry on. But just listen to what RedSilverJ says here, then some more Gematria knowledge on Alex Jones.
But for the deep state, it's great for them because they feel like all the stuff that was exposed is discredited. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter about the little pawns that play the roles. It doesn't matter about the little...
So I just want to pause him real quick. The point he just made, because you didn't hear his whole thing, the point he's making is great because it's true. This is why I like RedSilverJ. He makes a lot of points that are true that people need to understand. He is saying, because Alex Jones is being discredited as an actor, New World Order agent character. By the way, this news came on April 17th. 17/4, New World Order, 174, Number of the Beast, 174. I mean, he's even saying his own words. New World Order actor agent, news, Monday, April 17th. But he's saying, because Alex Jones is being discredited in the public, for all the people who just, which is 90% of the public I'm about to talk about, for all the people who, when they hear the word conspiracy, they just check out or their eyes glaze over. They get that look like, oh, conspiracy, that's always bullcrap. For all those people, hearing Alex Jones being outed as an actor character agent, they're just going to say, well, see, it just shows you how fake the whole conspiracy movement is. And that's the point RedSilverJ is trying to make. But then after making that point, now watch how he disses my work. Check this out.
Flat Earth people. Doesn't matter about the little Gematria people. It doesn't matter about the World War III people. The bottom line is they'll use whoever they can to get this New World Order pushed and to get people to accept it.
Yeah, including possibly someone such as RedSilverJ. Because you know what? For every truth he pushes, he also pushes the fear and the lie and the deception. His Sandy Hook video was all about how they're coming for your guns soon. And I told everybody back then, I said, the one thing I don't like about his video is that. But, most people are caught up in that because that's what the majority of the conspiracy world pushes, because the conspiracy world is controlled opposition. And because there's so many controlled opposition and liars and deceivers out there, people think I'm that, even though they should have no reason to think that. There's never been an ad on my channel. I can't say I haven't made $1 from this work anymore because ever since I put out my address, people have been sending me small amounts of money in the mail. All of you who've sent me money in the mail, I've got it. I appreciate it. I hope none's been lost. Some of you send cash in the mail. I've never done that my whole life because I always feel like they'll lose the letter. But anyway, thank you to all of you who've sent money. You guys have given me enough money to buy me about 2 more months to pay the bills. In the last month and a half, I've had about $2,000 sent to me through the mail, through my PayPal, and I'm very grateful for that. And, I keep my bills to about $1,000 a month, which isn't bad in this world. I am a homeowner too, so I guess it's a little more than 1,000, but not much more. I really minimize, and I planned all that out from a young age so that I could have time to fight back and change this world. Because this has been my whole game plan since 9/11 happened. So that's why, it hurts me a little bit to see RedSilverJ, who I first thought was an inspiration, always dissing my work. He has a voice, he has an audience, he could help spread this knowledge. And honestly, RedSilverJ, if you're watching, again, I was first motivated to start putting my face on the screen and speaking out because of all of the race war stuff, which makes me the sickest of all, because it's the most close to home. You know, I grew up in an all-black neighborhood. Well, it wasn't all black. There were some Hispanic kids, some poor Asian people, but I was the only white face around. And, you know, that's why I care so much about the racial division and all the propaganda trying to tear us apart. And I don't know what helps you see through the racial division propaganda, you know, more than this Gematria knowledge, which he just wants to keep putting down. I don't even know how many videos he's made in 2017 taking a stab. But I don't like him comparing it to, you know, the flat earth theory and all that. And honestly, I do wonder a little bit about RedSilverJ and who gave him his name. I brought this up in a video before. I saw him contributing to the race war propaganda. RedSilverJ is a name that has this 59 coded right into it. If you followed my work from the beginning, these are the methods I taught, with the S exception. The S exception, very important to know on the calculator, it's been named single reduction. But this is that number stamped all over black people. And remember, the word 59 represents kill in Jewish Gematria. We just saw the supposed Cleveland shooter killed on the date with 59 numerology, the same day that Georgetown apologized for slavery. Georgetown, the Jesuit school. Hold on. Jesuits. Oh, I know what's wrong here. So this is what we didn't know before. This is why this reverse reduction as we learn more is so important. It's like, what's going on here? Georgetown has the Gematria 42 in reverse. Just like slavery, you know, the other number stamped all over black people. And yesterday was a date with 59 numerology. You had Georgetown apologizing for slavery. Comes right after number 33 for Georgetown. Patrick Ewing is hired as the head coach of the team 33 years later. Think about it, you guys. Think about the symbolism. Patrick, number 33, you know, breeding men for slavery, breeding human beings for organized sports and more. I don't talk about cloning, but I do talk about breeding humans for these rigged sports leagues. Something that people need to know about, and something that can be proven through Gematria. Maybe you missed, hey, RedSilverJ, did you miss my video on Jackie Robinson Day and Moses Fleetwood Walker? You must have. Moses Walker played 42 games in the white major leagues in 1884. Forgotten page of history, the first black baseball player in white major league. His name is Moses Fleetwood Walker, which equals 105. Every year, Jackie Robinson Day is April 15th, the 105th day of the year. Notice also 84. He was called up in 84, like United States of America. I've heard RedSilverJ talk about 1984, the book before. George Orwell, a member of the Fabian Society, established in 1884. Fabian 33, the main character in his book, Winston, 1984-33. Anyway, you know, you learn these numbers. You learn this Gematria language. You see it's not a joke, and it's not for jokers. Moses Walker, again, 42, number stamped on black people throughout history, played 42 games in the white major leagues. They made Jackie Robinson wear 42. Jack Robinson, the same way that RedSilverJ's 59, Jack Robinson's 59. You know, see the video I just did from the day of Jackie Robinson Day on Jackie Robinson. I didn't even know about Moses Fleetwood Walker the day I made that video. I learned about it from making that video from someone who took my work seriously and said, look into Moses Walker, please. And then I did, and even more mind-blowing. But if you watch the video I made on Jackie Robinson Day, I talked about how his son died in a suspicious car accident at 24, the reflection of 42, and how Jackie Robinson died on a suspicious date from a heart attack that had everything to do with the year 72 and the Brooklyn Dodgers, who he played for. And in the end of that video, for whatever reason, I decided to talk about Isaiah Thomas of the Boston Celtics. And I was making the point how players like Isaiah Thomas, who have these scripted seasons where they have these big tributes and they're successful beyond imagination. It's these types of seasons, it's this type of year where we start seeing people die in the families, the parents, the brothers, the sisters, the friends. Hours after I uploaded that video, headline in the news about Isaiah Thomas's sister dying in a car accident. And I just talked about it before it was news. And what creeps me out the most is I'm up here in Seattle, where he's from, where his sister died. But anyway, Gematria is no joke. RedSilverJ, you know, I want to see what all I gotta say is. I just gotta wonder. Is this guy a coded agent? Oh no. All I gotta say has the 74 coding. Like Masonic. Like Jewish. Like occult. You know? Like Gematria. Like English. Did you know there's a band called Slipknot? They have a song called Gematria, the killing name. Aaron Hernandez dead today in his jail cell 74 days after the Patriots win the Super Bowl. At 4:07 in the morning, 47 degrees on the Freemason compass. What's TeamWakeEmUp? TeamWakeEmUp's 44 like kill and 64 like civil rights. Remember Obama elected the 44th president 44 years after the Civil Rights Act? RedSilverJ has done a number of videos dressing up as Obama. Barack Hussein Obama, 64. Also 163, like the scripted narrative with Make America Great Again and the Orange Oompa Loompa, Donald Trump, the president by the numbers. You know, announced as the 45th president, Mr. Wall, on the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. Then an ad comes out about Humpty Dumpty, you know, falling off his wall right after Trump wins the 58th presidential election. Hires the 58-year-old Steve Ray. Trump announced his presidential campaign from the 58-story Trump Tower. You know, Gematria is no joke. I just got to say it again. All I got to say, there's one more thing I want to point out about that. You know, RedSilverJ did come out in the time of Obama. 42, the number stamped all over black people. If you write out 42, it sums to 142. You know, using the same method, just like all I got to say, just like President Obama. And what did they do with President Obama? They had President Obama reopen Ford's Theater on February 11th, the 42nd day of the year in 2009. That theater where Lincoln was assassinated, who freed the slaves, Slavery 42. That theater had been closed since 1977, and DC's on the 77th meridian. Theater equals 77. It was reopened in 2009, 32 years later, by Obama. Obama 32, just like America 32. Just like 7/4/1776 equals 32. In terms of numerology, that's the date of our establishment. You know? Show you something else about that date, just in case, you know, RedSilverJ is watching and he knows his panhandlers are Jewish. 7/4/1776 has numerology of 104 as well. 1 plus 0 plus 4 is 5. 32, 3 plus 2 is 5. All these methods will break down to the same single digit. It's about the path to getting there. And as you study numerology, these paths have different meanings. So they're related with slightly different meanings. Study numerology. I'm not a numerologist. I'm just a researcher and a decoder and someone out to end the New World Order agenda. But look at this. With regards to 104, 10-4, if you write Jerusalem, it has Gematria of 104. Notice that word has a USA right in the middle. It also sums to 41, just like USA, which is the 13th prime number. USA, the 13th prime, or excuse me, USA 41, 41 the 13th prime, 13 colonies, 13 stripes. Think about it. Sorry, I had to check my phone and get some text messages. The word king, Gematria 41. Last year, LeBron James won the NBA Finals on the real King James's birthday on a date with 41 numerology. Lock 41, King 41. Think about the king up on the hill. Special number. So anyway, I'm just, you know, spitting out knowledge so people can understand that Gematria is no joke. And there's so many different things to talk about. But I just wonder, how many of these gatekeepers know that they're paid for and they're told specifically not to talk about Gematria, or if they do, to insult it? You know, it's amazing how many of these channels out here, you know, have the coding, especially the ones who've come after me. So, It's disappointing, man. You know, RedSilverJ, he's almost all the way there. Here, to finish this up, we were just talking about February 11th, the 42nd day of the year. Alex Jones' birthday is February 11th. Let me just show you this so you don't have to take my word for it. I put out a video the day he supposedly turned 42, which was in 2016. He was born in 72. Here it is. He was born February 11th, 1974, the 42nd day of the year, 31 days in January, 11 in February. Freemason 42, Zionism 42, you know, again, Masonic 74. Alex Jones got his start in Waco, let's not forget. Waco 42, where it all popped off. Now check this out. InfoWars 42. Look at what Alex Jones is. 33 and 42. He's on the Genesis radio network. Genesis has the Gematria of 33. Genesis means beginning. Birth 33, seed 33. You see? The Bible. Alex Jones says he's a Christian. He plays a Christian character. New Testament has Gematria 42. The New Testament begins with the 42 generations to Jesus. Original printed Bibles called 42-line Bibles. You know, the word Savior has Gematria 42. So do many other words. They say the beast rules for 42 months in Revelation, the final book of the Bible. Special number. History 42, knowledge 42. The economics are builders, building 42, architect 42. Economics 42, war 42, World War 42. See what day FDR got the ball rolling for World War II. It was April 2nd. World War 114, what got us in World War? Pearl Harbor? Holocaust? You know, Winston Churchill? History? On April 11th this year, 11/4, we got a reminder about the Holocaust. Sean Spicer, SS, had to apologize for remarks about the Holocaust. Remember this? Big news story. That was the same day they were dragging the Asian man down the aisle of the airplane. You know, Pearl Harbor, Asian man. Show you something. They said that man's name was David Dow, right? Whoops, David Dow. Gematria of 33, just like Hawaii. You know, just like war games. You see? Just like masonry. Just like secrecy. Just like order. Show you one last cool thing. I got to pull up the reverse ordinal cipher. If you type in New World Order, it has Gematria of 75. See my video from the 75th day of the year, big New World Order tribute this year, as well as April 17th. See what happens on the 174th day. But if you just type in the word order, also has Gematria of 75. Isn't that nice? It's because the whole language is based on this. And again, RedSilverJ. I want to hear what you really got to say, so to call into the show tonight, 213-233-3998. Going to be the 33rd episode all time. You can still listen to last week's show for free. Great episode as always. Again, 6 to 9 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. to midnight out east. If you can't listen live, you can always listen after. It's free to call in. It's free to listen. Until next time, Truth Seeker.